One of the biggest culprits for why an individual stays in a narcissistically abusive relationship for so long is hope. Holding on and clinging to the hope the narcissist will get better, that somehow they will find a way to turn things around and bring back one point was their perfect partner. Because after all, they promised you forever. They told you they loved you. But what exactly does the narcissist mean when they speak the words, I love you? Does love really have anything to do with it at all? During the love bombing stage, their targeted source of supply is eluded into the belief as if they have found something that they have been searching for their entire life, hypnotized by the sense of a feeling that they belong, they matter, like someone actually gets them, mesmerized by the narcissist's swagger, charisma, and mastery in the art of seducing one's mind and emotions, seeming to not only attentively listen, but are actually interested in what you are saying. And it's within the detonation of their Hiroshima version of love bombing that plants the seed of what eventually becomes the hope of getting this back that their targets grip tightly and hold on to for dear life, long after the love bombing stage and even relationship is over. But what love means to a narcissist is not the same meaning as to what most would constitute or define as love or to love another, nor are their intentions of establishing a relationship with another either. Not only do they perceive you as an extension of themselves, a means of service, or merely an object, but they also do all of their interacting and communicating with the fantastical, delusional kind of fucking perfect version of you that they have conjured up in their mind since day one. Never ever, not once, not for a second, are they actually speaking to or interacting with the real life version of you in fact are. Ever. They can sound convincing and come off as if they are very much in love, while you still temporarily fit the mold to their photoshopped makeshift version of yourself, still meeting their unrealistic expectations and fulfilling their ego-boosting demands in order for them to remain basking in the sun with their toes in the sand over yonder in Never Never Land, sipping on their mojito, while the visions of their being the perfect combination of Mother Teresa and King Tut, who is more almighty than God, dance around like sugar plum fairies in their head. But as soon as reality pops at their delusional bubble like a pin to a balloon, and they catch whiff that you are not picture-perfect Fantasyland prince or princess they had mustered up in their head, not because of something that you did or didn't do in particularly, but simply due to the fact that here in the real world, people have flaws. In the narcissist's eyes, takes you from being the Fantasyland prince or princess to a cane-toed lickety-split due to their black and white mentality way of thinking. You have instantly become more stupid, uglier, and undesirable, and the narcissist lets you know it. Now, granted, no relationship is perfect, and it is not uncommon for most to put their best foot forward in those early days. But in a healthy relationship, this honeymoon phase fades out through the acceptance of one's flaws and imperfections, which ultimately leads way to the development of a more meaningful relationship. For the narcissist, though, the difference between this love bombing phase and reality isn't a fine line or merely a crack. It is a gaping chasm, as if you are staring into the great abyss. Narcissists not only have the slightest clue what love is, but they are incapable of true love. When you love someone, it pains you to know that they are hurting. You put their happiness equal to your own and do your best to be the reason for some of those smiles on their face. When you love someone, you seek to understand them and allow them the freedom to be themselves. You celebrate their victories and give credit to their accomplishment. When you love someone, you don't turn your back on them when they cry, because to do so would disrupt your own peace. You have their back and faithfully stand by their side. You have respect for them. You show them respect and you feel respected by them. You put your faith in knowing that they are trustworthy and dependable. When you love someone, you display your love through acts of kindness and genuine praise. You aren't afraid to call them out when they've wronged you. Take accountability and apologize for your own wrongdoings. Narcissists don't, and they won't, because they lack empathy and object constancy. They can't see you as someone they love, someone who's angered them at the same time, nor is there any reciprocity or valuing who you are or your happiness, because they don't see you as a person. There's nothing that you can do that will fix, save, or change the narcissist, nor will you ever be able to have a relationship that is happy happy or healthy with them. And as much as they portray to be so proud, so confident, so successful and powerful, really, inside, they are nothing more than an empty, insecure, self-loathing, external validated required predator who seeks out to destroy others in attempts to combat their own self-enmity. Not only do they not love themselves, as they won't even face who they really are, but they rob you of the ability for you to love yourself by degrading, devalue, demeaning your character, stripping you of your confidence, your sense of self, until you ultimately become lost, confused with who you even are. And in order to live the life that you deserve, have any chance of ever finding true love, and most importantly, reestablishing a good relationship with yourself and rebuilding your sense of value and sense of worth, you have to stop going down that rabbit hole of trying to hold on to a ghost by accepting the reality of all of it. And as hard as that is to do, and as much as it sucks, try to remember that they didn't pick you because you were weak. They picked you because they needed your strength in order for themselves to feel strong. They chose you not because you were so undesirable, unworthy, and unlovable, but because they admired and were envious of all that you had, and robbing you of your best self became a challenge in order for them to feel special and alive by literally trying to become you. And it's not that they never loved you, because they never knew you at all. You were but a figment of their delusions that they turned into the villain for not meeting their impossible expectations of being their delusional kind of fucking perfect. Nor did you ever love them, because they never exist either. And though this illusion that they implanted of themselves isn't real, things that made you feel like they were your soulmate, like you were two peas in a pod, was due to their mimicking and mirroring your behaviors, your mannerisms, your likes, dislikes, interests, and hobbies. That amazing person that you felt so connected to was you the whole time. Anyone who is that scared shitless of who they really are, sets out to destroy you and diminish your worth, is probably not someone that you want to have underneath the same roof. Don't let them take victory in your fall. You be victorious in your rise back up by getting back the life that you were born to live and undoubtedly deserve. Love yourself enough to be free of all of their bullshit and delusions, because these creatures are nothing but hell in a pair of shoes. Relationship with them is like dancing with the devil. They will not just intentionally step on your toes. They will trip your ass. See to it that you go face planting into the floor, then do the tango and the cha-cha right on over you as they rip out your heart and your soul. You'd be much better off to two-step right on out the door, toss those dancing shoes in the trash, strap on your Nikes, and run like a cheetah with your ass hair on fire, as far away from that dance floor as humanly possible. Focus on you. Fuck the narcissist.